Hi, so this is just a quick instructional video of how to remove this center panel to gain access underneath these buttons, and what I'm doing today is exchanging the 12-volt socket for a USB. So the first step of removing the panel, and it's really quite difficult this bit, and you may feel like you're going to break the plastic, is you've got to get your hands right in, tuck your fingers underneath and pull away, and in one click that will come away. Located at the back, you can see one in there, that little yellow piece, and the same the other side, that little yellow piece there, and they just slot in, so they just use the pressure clamp from either side to slot in there. There's also two lugs further forward here, and we'll pop those out in just a second. So unfortunately I was unable to film that last little bit there, but I'll just show you how it's removed. These two have these two lugs that are located at the front. They're handbrake side, one there and one there, and they clip in into just here. And it is purely just a case of manipulating them. If you push the whole unit sort of towards the front of the car, it will hopefully release slightly on these lugs, and that will just pop off there. You will feel like you're going to press it and break it, but trust me, these are quite durable. I've done this 3 times today already. Obviously, when you remove it for the first time, these switches are all going to be connected. To remove those, it's just that tiny piece at the back there. Quite fiddly. And that just releases those clips, and there's some either side, depending on what features you have in your vehicle. There's some this side also. The cigarette lighter and the 12-volt are both removed in the same way. There's this little piece of plastic there, and that is the one you press, in my hands, press to release, and that comes away, so that's just that small clip there. The 12 volts is actually quite fiddly. It comes away in 2 pieces. Inside there you see that small black lug, and there's one exactly the same on the other side also. They need to be teased out, so the internal metal component, it can be removed from this external plastic sheath. Once you've removed the metal component, you can then twist the plastic bit on the outside around, and then that will line up with that plastic notch there, in the little that little cutout notch there, and you can pop out the external plastic pieces there and there, one either side. I'm a non-smoker, so my plan is to remove the cigarette lighter completely. I'm going to swap it over with the 12 volt, so I've got a 12 volt in the one side, and then on this side I'm going to install a USB, and with the USB, it's a dual USB, and it also has a small voltmeter as well. This one shows I've put the 12 volt in the other side, and you can see the little light coming on there, my phone charger, so that's working in the other side, which means it's going to work when it's all put back together, hopefully. So now I've removed the cigarette lighter and the original 12 volt socket that was there, and like I said before, my plan is to move the 12 volt socket over to the cigarette lighter socket. The difference in the sockets are, this one has a small notch cut out there, and that is for this cap. So there was on here a small lug, you'll see it, it was just there. Now that will need to be filed down, otherwise it won't sit flush against this rim, and you have a slightly protruding off centre socket, but file it down and it should fit nice and snug. The original 12 volt socket pop back into place on the opposing side, and the internal part, the metal part, only goes in one way, and that just locks in there nice and snug. You've got the cable end, cable down there, and that fits in there just like the original location where it was supposed to be. Now it's relocated and sort of like test fit. This obviously isn't put back together yet. Just want to check that's working. see the red light on the charger come on there, working fine, lovely. Slight hiccup along the way. As you can see, the original 12 volt that's relocated in the other side looks absolutely fine. However, the USB that I bought is slightly too big for the hole, so I've removed this switch panel. There's just a few clips around the outside, sort of all up either side that you'll see when you remove it. And I'm going to file back this hole slightly so we can get this one in. It's a snug fit as it is, it won't take too much. That's it. So after some minor adjustment to that one there, filed back the hole slightly, and that one has just been secured in place, and I don't think it looks too bad. Back into place, refitted this sort of centre chrome piece, got the original 12 volt moved over to the left hand side, and this is going to be the new USB, dual USB port, and in the middle there will be a voltmeter as well. So, having identified the positive and the negative original factory wires, with the USB that I purchased from eBay, it came with two longer wires designed to fit onto the spade connectors on the back of the USB there. It comes with an inline fuse, which is great, so it's obviously got a trip or fail safe there if anything shorts out. What I've done, I've stripped the end of the factory wires. The original wires came with like a spade connector also on the end. I've taken that end off, spliced them together, covered it there with some electrical tape. Yeah, now to try it, see if it works. As always, when doing any electrical work on the car, make sure you disconnect the battery, reconnect that one there. Okay, moment of truth. There we go, power to the socket. Battery voltage of 12.4. Engine on, and that's given us a nice solid 14.2 volts straight out of there. Lovely. So that's the USB installed where the old 12 volt charger was. The 12 volt charger has now been relocated where the old cigarette lighter was, just using the factory connector there. Test fit that one, we'll get everything connected back up in a second, make sure everything's working fully. That's connected underneath by this new cable spliced into the old cable there. I'll put a link in the description, and yeah, now it's just left to test the USB function itself. That's it, the USB is all plugged in, it comes into the phone. Although you can't see, I can confirm that the USB charger is confirming the charging the phone, so yeah, good fit. Now to fit everything that came factory fitted, the heated seats, high and low mode, off-road, traction control, heated seats again, make sure everything's fitted, working fine, and I'll also check that relocated 12 volt over there. Right, everything's been relocated. We've got the original relocated 12 volt on the left hand side, the new USB, dual USB with voltmeter on the right hand side, heated seats connected up, both working, traction control off, comes up on there, lovely, off-road mode, comes up on there, off and on, and then we can run up and down through 4 low, 4 high, changes on the dash as we go. Good to see all switches are working. Everything's a dream. In the end, nice, easy fit really. It's taken a couple of hours just working out mostly how this comes off, and then I had a little problem with this one not fitting correctly, but I think it's a really neat look. You know, it doesn't look too out of place compared to the old one. It's quite, yeah, quite smart, quite rugged looking piece of kit for £5 on eBay. Makes it a lot easier. Obviously a lot of the Amarok models don't come with a standard fit USB, so adding this in is going to be real convenience. You know, you've then got your option to use a 12 volt for something else, and obviously the dual USB charging phones and sat navs or whatever. One thing I do like about this USB cover, it comes in different coloured LED lights for the centre there, for the voltmeter, but when you put the cap on, that is covered up out the way. You wouldn't even know the voltmeter was on or there. There's no light coming through. All in all, good fit, pleased with the result, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. All links to anything used will be posted in the description, and any questions I'll do my best to answer.